how to get into the best shape possible before the end of the year. Hey team, and welcome to this week's episode of The Inspired Show, the show that is dedicated to helping you become the best version of yourself, mentally as well as physically. I've got a great episode for you this week, all about getting into the best shape possible. But before we delve into it, if you're not done so already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means you stay updated with every single episode that drops every single week. Plus, it helps us grow the channel, reach more people, and inspire some positivity and inspire change. Smash a like on the video, let me know any big takeaways in the comments, and don't forget to give it a share as well. Now, we're just under 90 days away until the end of the year, and this is where a lot of people just throw in the towel. And you might have been this person in the past as well, but you want to make changes. Now, we'll start selling ourselves some stories that there's only a couple of months left of the year, I've got a lot going on, Christmas parties, social events, and we can just kind of give up. And this is where a lot of people stay stuck, where they're starting the same cycle year on year, the New Year's resolutions. But in this episode, we're going to show you how you can start making progress towards the back end of the year, build real change, so you set yourself up for an amazing brand new year in 2026. I'm going to go through the exact steps I would go through with a new client who joined at this time of year, so you can start taking action and become that best version of yourself before the end of the year, and then progress even further in 2026. So step number one is all about setting realistic expectations and setting realistic goals. We are just under 90 days away until the end of the year. So we've got approximately 3 months. So let's say 12 weeks, give or take. Now, from a weight loss point of view, this is super important to understand. I see so many people making the mistake of setting the bar so high that they never hit it. And at this time of the year, we've got to be realistic. Now, for most people, you're going to be looking at around 1 to 2 pounds per week. And that's okay. Also, in the context of the back end of the year, there's probably going to be a lot more social events going on as well. Things like your Halloweens, your work parties, your Christmas dues. So we want to be quite conservative. So when it comes to setting your goals for the back end of this year, from a weight loss point of view, I would say anywhere between 1 to 2 pounds is a great way to go about it. In the first few weeks, you might lose a little bit more and it'll start to slow down towards the back end of the year, and that's okay, but we set the expectation. So realistically, for most people, you're going to be looking at around 12 to 24 pounds, which is about a stone to a stone and a half. And that's a real good start. And even if you've got a lot more weight than that to lose, would it be much better off starting 2026 1.5 to 2 stones lighter, or another 10, 20 pounds heavier if you don't take action now? So that's step number one, set the realistic expectation. The second step is all about thinking about why those goals are important to you. Think about why you want to lose weight. As we move into the back end of the year, how do you want to feel in terms of your confidence, your energy, how you're showing up for yourself, your loved ones? And this is really, really important, because you're going to get days when you are tired. You're going to get days when you're demotivated. You're going to get days when you don't want to do the things you know you should be doing in order to reach your goals. That's why it's super important that we have a clear reason to change. Now, the first 2 steps give us clarity and understanding of what we need to be doing and why we're doing it. The next step is putting the fundamentals in place to start losing weight, getting fitter, and getting stronger. Now, in order to lose weight and drop body fat, we've got to create a calorie deficit. Without a deficit, it doesn't matter how healthy we eat or what supplements we take, we're not going to be losing weight and we're not going to be losing body fat. So how do we work out calories? Well, I've made it super easy for you. What I've done is I've linked my free starter plan down below. Inside that starter plan, it has a calorie calculator, which will give you a manageable calorie deficit number. Because a big mistake I see so many people making is aiming for a calorie number that is way too low, that they just cannot stick to. They end up hungry, miserable, and throwing in the towel. So use a starter plan to set your calorific target. Once you've got your calorie target, we then need to look at the foods that we need to be consuming. Most of your foods want to be coming from higher protein, higher fiber foods. This is going to keep you fuller for longer. 80% of the time, focus on these foods, and then 20% of the time, allow yourself a little bit of leeway. So I would maybe look at maybe 1 or 2 days a week where you have a bit of a treat and save some calories for that to make it enjoyable. One thing that works really well for me is Monday through to Saturday, I eat nutrient-dense foods 9 times out of 10. I might have the odd treat here and there within my calories. And then on a Sunday, we'll have a family treat where we'll have some calories allocated for maybe a takeaway, a nice meal, maybe a bit of chocolate, a bit of popcorn, watching a film. And that way, it keeps it enjoyable, it keeps it sustainable, and it allows you to start seeing progress. The flip side of that is our daily activity. Now, if we can up our daily activity, it's going to help us with the calorie deficit. And one of the easiest ways to do this is simply walk more, okay? Now, look at how many steps you're doing right now. if you're wearing a smartwatch, go into your app and look at how many steps you're doing on average. Let's say, for example, you're doing 5,000 steps. The next week, aim to do 6,000 steps. See how you get on. If it's manageable, quite easy to hit, up it again and keep upping it to a place that you can then sustain. Okay, it's not about going from 0 to 100, but it's about increasing it week on week. Now that is going to give you the fat loss side of things. Now, if you want a better looking body, then I definitely recommend doing some form of resistance training. This is where you are lifting weights, using dumbbells, barbells, machines at the gym, kettlebells. What this is going to do is, if you're a beginner to lifting weights, is you're going to be building muscle at the same time as losing body fat. And don't worry, you're not going to end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but what it will do is help you have a more defined body, that toned look that a lot of people are looking for. Now, if you're a bit more experienced, the main aim of resistance training is to minimize any muscle loss. So when you are dropping body fat from your food and your steps, you've got a nice looking body as the fat's coming down. Now, I would recommend anywhere between 2 to 3 times a week of doing resistance work. But obviously the most important thing is consistency and finding the amount of times a week that you can do consistently over time. So I would ask yourself the question, realistically, how many times a week can I do some form of resistance training? If it's only 2, set yourself a target of 2, and if you do more, it's a bonus. That's how I'd go about it. If you're struggling for gym programs, these are things we offer inside our coaching program, so don't forget to book in a call if you want to chat about our coaching programs to see if we can help you with these training plans. The next step is all about having support and accountability. This is super important. If you're not held accountable, you do not have a support network around you, it can be so easy to throw in the towel and give up. So how do we set this up? Well, firstly, look at the people you surround yourself with. Are they pushing you forward or are they pulling you back? Now, for the guys that are pushing you forward, spend more time with those people. The people that are interested in becoming a better version of themselves and they challenge you to be better. The people that pull you back or self-sabotage you, put in some boundaries. Okay, this is super important, because otherwise what's going to happen is these people are going to pull you back down to their level. And unfortunately, when you're making changes, you will notice that not everybody on your journey is there to support you, and that's okay. And that's where we need to make a decision for ourselves to keep moving forward. In terms of accountability, this is really important, and there's a couple of great ways you can do this. So a really good way that I find works really well is to find some friends that also want to get into shape, lose some weight, and create a WhatsApp group together. What you then do is once a week is you share your weight, your measurements, maybe your progress photos, keep yourself accountable. You use that group to maybe meet up for walks, share recipe ideas, and use it as a hub to vent. Be accountable. If you're struggling, pop it into your WhatsApp group and it keeps you on track, and you've got people there supporting you as well. Another great way to be accountable is to start a social media page dedicated to your journey. And I see this so often where people create these pages and they just log what they're doing for accountability. They share their workouts, they share their meals, they share their progress. And again, this keeps you accountable. Alternatively, you can get yourself a coach, whether you join the Built to Inspire program for the community group or the one-to-one coaching program as well. That will give you the support and accountability you need for long-term success. And lastly, it's about being consistent, not perfect. There will be times when you slip up, there will be times when you go off track, but that's okay. If you can build awareness to that, understand when this is happening, and get back on track a lot faster than you would have done previously, that's progress. And by putting these steps into action, not only will you start dropping weight, feel fitter, feeling stronger, feeling more confident, you're gonna be well on your way to building new habits for a better you towards the back end of the year, which you can then build upon in 2026. Now, if you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out our free startup guide down below, our free social media pages, plus our free support groups again. And if you need any help through our community or our one-to-one coaching program, use the link down below to book in a call and we'll have a bit of a chat.